Hello, fellow empowerment seekers, and thank you for joining us for another Infinity Experience interview. Today we are so blessed to have with us Rob Fournier, an author, healer, shaman. Rob, thank you for joining us today, and thank you for your willingness to share your personal Infinity experience.
Hello, Candy. Welcome. So good to see you again.
It's good to see you too, Rob. So let's just go ahead and get right into your Infinity experience. How old were you? How did it unfold for you?
Yeah, my Infinity experience is almost in a twofold system, with two parts, I guess, to it, that sort of link together to create my own awakening moment. The first one happened when the first part of it happened when I was 24 years old. My mom was passing away from liver cancer. She was in the hospital, and me and my three sisters, my dad, my aunt, and uncle were all around her bed, just counting her breaths and her respiration, just waiting for her to cross over. And then all of a sudden, my brother-in-law comes in the room, because we didn't know when it was going to happen. He saw that we were watching, there was some movie on the television, and he's just like, "What are you guys watching?" We're like, "We don't know. We're not paying attention to television. We're focusing on Mom." So he's just engineering him. He wanted a little project to do. So he's just like, "Okay, I'm going to try to get the game on." So he switches the TV, tries to mess with the buttons on the TV. It wouldn't change. He unplugs the TV, plugs it back in, still won't change. He takes the remote control, messes with the batteries, puts it back in, still won't change. He is so perplexed at this moment. He has no idea what's going on. So, not even less than a few minutes later, my mom takes her last breath. During this moment of her last breath of life, the TV goes completely fuzzy and sort of staticky. And as this is happening, she takes her last breath, and she crosses over, and after that happens, the football game pops on. We all are like, "Whoa, what's happening here?" But it was just that awakening moment in me, something else is out there. That was my mom communicating with us, whether she didn't want to watch football or not, or whatever was going on. But no, it was her communicating with us, listen, here, focus on me, I'm taking my last breath kind of thing. Okay, now go back. But it was just like, wow, how did that happen? It just, like I said, triggered something in me, like, we are energy. She was able to communicate with us, even though through her passing, I'm like, okay. So it got me thinking, so we'll fast forward to the next 4 years, when I was 28. So it got me thinking, but it wasn't enough to make me go into my full-blown infinity moment. It was just the trigger. So 4 years later, my dad passed away unexpectedly, and through his death, it was just some questions with his death. So my sisters didn't know if it was his time, and they just wanted answers. They wanted to make sure he had crossed over and he was with my mom. So my sister at the time had gone to a psychic fair or a party and wanted this psychic reading. Wow. And this lady who not only did psychic readings, but did crossovers. Wow. So, it was beautiful how the universe just co-created and brought that to us at that moment in time and what we needed. And so we set a date. We all came to my parents' house. A couple of my sisters were a little skeptic, but, they were still looking for answers. So we all came to my parents' house, sat around the kitchen table, me, my three sisters, and the lady. We held hands, and, she gave out information from my parents to my sisters, the two that were a little more apprehensive about it, and it was information only they knew. And then we went to the experience of being lifted up into this other dimension, is the only words I can explain it. My mom was there, my dad was there. Granted, I have not seen my mom in 4 years because she had passed 4 years earlier. Right. It was so holographic, or graphic, I should say, that it was almost like a video game, or kind of moment where it's like, oh my God, it felt so real to have her there. And she was playing with all the grandkids, some of the grandkids she hasn't seen in years or never met, because they were born after she had passed. And it was just like being there with my parents all over again. And then it was time for them to cross over. My dad was ready. He was just going on, floating away. But he was yelling back, "Come on, Marge, let's go." And that was my dad. That was my dad to a T. And my mom was always the one playing with the kids, like, "Okay, come on, let's go, let's go." So after that moment, they had crossed over. We watched them cross over. And we came back down to this reality or this dimension, which was my parents' kitchen at the time, their kitchen table. I opened up my eyes, and me and my one sister looked at each other, and I knew at that moment I was not in my body. I had no idea. I was so expansive, I was somewhere else. I couldn't feel my arms or legs. I felt almost like out of body is what I explained and explained it to it. The lady who was facilitating at the time, she's like, "You're just another dimension. You're still with your parents. You're still that other dimension of energy. Is what we are." So, so she just taught me the technique of grounding and putting roots through my feet. But it took me a good 5-10 minutes to actually come back, to actually feel more present in this dimension. And after that experience, I'm like, wow. I want to be able to feel like that again. I want to be able to explore that space again.
Right. So you had a beautiful, actually two-part experience, and how did that? Did it? I'm sure it did. But and then how did that shift your path, your journey?
Those two. I mean, I'd always say, in my parents' passing, they both gave me a gift. My mom ignited it. My dad gave me the experience, helped me have the experience of the infinity moment. That was their gift to me in their passing. That's how I view it. And it opened up, since that moment, I wanted to go back to that space and experience that space. So it got me into meditation. And once I got into meditation, I was able to immediately go back to that expansive space. It got me into alternative healing moment, exploring cranial sacral, what I do now. And with the cranial sacral, I was able to, and during meditation, I was able to go into and see like stars and planets in black expanse of space, and even explore my own death experience. I knew I died when I was born in utero. I died 6 months in utero because my lungs had collapsed. But I was never, during cranial and all these other experiences, I was actually able to go back and relive that experience and relive my own death and explore death. And it was so expansive and so bright. It was just so beautiful. So, I mean, it just opened my doors to so much.
Fantastic. That's the beauty of the infinity experience. We each, it unfolds a little different for each of us, which is also the beauty of it. And it's our own personal tap on the shoulder to remember who we really are, that we are the divine center, merely exploring through our third, fourth dimension form. So, in closing, is there something you'd like to say or share with everyone in conclusion?
Oh yeah, for sure. The most important thing is have fun with it. It's so fun and exhilarating, as you can see by me. I get so excited talking about it because I mean, you just have fun with it. I mean, I love having fun, and that's part of my role. But also too, during a meditation a few years ago, I got this message that said, "Shine bright and unite," and that still holds to me today. It's like shine bright. We're all energy. Shine bright, your inner light, and unite with others. Because when you shine bright, you're just going to create a whole community of lights. And that was like, actually, that was the second part of the message that I got a few meditations later. Shine bright and unite, create a community of lights. So, I mean, I'm just looking forward to other people creating this community with us and having fun doing it.
Fantastic. Perfect statement. Perfect gift to everyone. Fun. Yeah, laughter and fun. That's a good place to be. If anyone is interested in connecting with Rob, you can reach him through the empoweredwholebeing.com website. Also, too, Rob is our co-host on the Empowered Whole Being radio show that we air every couple weeks on Blog Talk Radio. So it's internet-based. Rob, thank you so much for all that you do as a healer and an author and a shaman. And I also call you Sha Funman, because you bring such an element of joy and that place of child perspective where there's that unbridled joy and happiness and embracement of play. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Namasté.
Namaste.